Hey guys, CoffinSkate here, and as I'm recording this, in a matter of hours, the Xbox 360 Live Marketplace is being shut down, and as you guys are seeing this video, it's probably already shut down at this point. And to honor one of my absolute favorite consoles of all time, I figured now would be a good time to give it kind of a proper send-off as best as I can and talk about my Xbox 360 game collection, which is close to 50 games at this moment. Now, I'm not going to stop buying Xbox 360 games. I do fully intend on collecting a lot more because there's actually quite a few more Xbox 360 games I want. But this is what I currently have as of July 29th, 2024. So, and actually, as I'm recording this video, my console is still downloading stuff that I purchased, or some last-minute purchases, including stuff like Armored Core Verdict Day, and some Xbox Live Arcade stuff. So, but that being said, I will do a video talking about all the digital games I have as well, if you guys are interested in that. So, yeah, without further delay, let's get right into it. Starting off with a import, Fujihime Sama Futari, version 1.5. Now, I did also point out in my 7 non-backwards compatible Xbox 360 games video, I did bring this game up, and you did need like a Japanese Xbox 360 account to get this. I don't remember the specifics on how to get import 360 games, so if you did watch that video, completely disregard that. But yeah, this game is not backwards compatible. It is region free, so you can pop this into an American Xbox 360 and you can play it. And well, up until now, you could actually buy the DLC for this game without needing a Japanese Xbox 360 account, so a Japanese Xbox Live account. So with that being said, this is an awesome cave shmup. This is the first one I played, and for those of you who've never heard of this, for those of you who remember the video that was called, I think it was called The Hardest Boss in Video Game History, something along those lines. It was the final boss from this game, and yeah, that name is completely accurate. This is one of the hardest fights in all of video games, if you ask me. So, such a fun game, great soundtrack, beautiful sprite work as well. Highly recommend this if you haven't played it yet. It is a great shmup. I'm hoping it gets ported to other platforms because it is one that I would like to see more people talk about. So. And I haven't played many shmups, so definitely would like to change that. I definitely want to play more cave stuff. I know on the 360 there was Death Smiles 1 and 2, and I think a couple other games. However, many of those haven't been ported to modern platforms at this point. So, Alan Wake, I intend on playing the remastered version of this, but this is a survival horror game I've been meaning to play for ages. I've heard really good things about this one. I know the sequel came out last year, and I heard that game was absolutely amazing. So I definitely want to try this out at some point. Yeah, we'll definitely try this out when I can. I definitely want to play it before the physical copy of Alan Wake 2 comes out. So next is Elf Protocol, a pretty solid stealth RPG that is very choice-based. I mean, the back says your weapon is choice. So, but yeah, I didn't finish this one because I got stuck on a mission where you're supposed to protect some guy named Surkov. I can't even believe I remember his name. It's been so long since I played this. But it was quite fun, you know. It wasn't like, I don't remember the sort of skill trees or anything being super in-depth, but this was a pretty solid RPG. With its problems, I do remember it having some control issues, but otherwise the gameplay was actually quite fun. So I'd actually recommend giving this a chance if you can find it pretty cheap. Band Hero. Now, this was Activision's attempt at making a more family-friendly Guitar Hero game, and that it has, it has Taylor Swift in it. What more can you say? It's not bad. It's not a Guitar Hero game I see myself coming back to all the time, but you know, there are some good songs on here, songs that I do genuinely enjoy, like Dirty Little Secret by the All-American Rejects, Bring Me to Life by Evanescence, Sugar We're Going Down by Fall Out Boy, Lips of an Angel by Hinder, and some other stuff. So yeah, there are some fun songs in this game, some great songs, but it's not one I really come back to all too often. Ah, yes, Batman Arkham Asylum, and this is the Game of the Year edition with the DLC, which I didn't really play the DLC all too much. It's just extra challenge maps. I know the PS3 version has it where you can play as the Joker in a couple, yeah, the Joker in a couple challenge maps. But this is a great game. I haven't played many superhero games at the point when I got this. I got it as like a Christmas gift, and I ended up loving this game. I loved its darker tone. I know Batman is well known for the darker tone of that series of comics, but man, was this such a fun game. Great combat system and a really good story with some great exploration and some great stealth. Such a fun superhero game. And then I do also have the Arkham City Game of the Year edition, which is also really good, even better. Some improvements to the gameplay as well, like being able to do double takedowns and stuff like that. It's a really fun game. If you haven't played the Arkham series, you can get the Batman Return to Arkham collection on the PlayStation 4. Highly recommend it. Alright, next is a game I've been meaning to play, and that is Bionicle Heroes. I remember picking this up around when I picked up a 360 a couple years ago. It was like 2021. That 360 I returned because it was not staying connected to Xbox Live, even if it's life dependent on it, no matter what I did. Luckily, the 360 I have now does stay connected to Xbox Live, but that's besides the point. I've been wanting to play this for years, and I grabbed a copy of it for 360 for dirt cheap. This game is kind of like a third-person shooter from what I remember. But I do remember seeing like the trailers for this and thinking it looked cool as fuck. So, yeah, I haven't got around to playing it a whole lot, but it's one I've been really wanting to play, especially by the fact that it came out when I was getting into Bionicle. I got into it around the Anika and Paraka era, so that game it definitely speaks more going back to, when I got into Bionicle. BioShock 2, the very first BioShock game I played, and I mean, I know people say BioShock 1 is the better game. I never finished the first one. I got quite a ways through it, but I did really like what I played of the original BioShock. But damn, was BioShock 2 so much fun. I mainly enjoyed this because, being able to play as a Big Daddy is really fun, actually, and really cool concept for a sequel. Yeah, this game was more action-oriented. Yeah, this game was frustrating to play and hard as hell at times, but man, was this a really fun game. Being able to just play as this big, hulking beast with a drill, it was so much fun. I really enjoyed this one. Blue Dragon. This game I remember getting like a month before my birthday, and I remember rushing to finish this game, thinking I would get like a console or some shit, and I would never want to touch 360 for a while. Which ended up being true. I got a PlayStation 3 that year. But yeah, I remember rushing to finish this game, and man, was it a great RPG. Akira Toriyama did the character designs, and of course, I did a video talking about Akira Toriyama. Again, rest in peace, that absolute legend. But yeah, this is a great RPG. I don't remember the story being, like, thinking about it now, I don't think the story was that amazing, but it was just a great RPG. This is also at the time when I was really starting to get into JRPGs, like stuff outside of Pokemon, so I was really enjoying this. And it's a game I like to sit down and play through again, considering that Akira Toriyama, we lost an absolute legend, and been wanting to go back and run through this game again in honor of him. Borderlands 2, gotta be honest, I've not really played this one all too much. I played this a little bit on like the Handsome collection, but yeah, I've not played Borderlands 2 all too much. I hear many people say this is the better game, or this is way better than the first Borderlands. But yeah, I don't really have much to say on it. Other than, I do know there's slightly better graphics. I do like the idea of dual wielding weapons as the Gunzerker. I think that's what he was. Does it say on the back? No, it doesn't. Well, regardless, I do remember many people I've talked to about this game have said this is the better game, but again, I haven't played all too much, so I don't have anything to say about it. But I loved the original Borderlands. I remember playing that a lot with my dad on the 360, and I don't think I have my 360 save anymore, but man, was that such a fun game in co-op. Split Screen 2. Brutal Legend, a awesome action adventure game that is heavy metal. It's a straight up. All the environments in this game are just a straight up metal album cover. It's incredible. Jack Black plays the main character. Eddie Riggs. Combat's really fun. Great soundtrack. It has a lot of metal music from throughout the years, from the 70s all the way up to the 2000s. A lot of great stuff in here. There was stuff from Painkiller by what's his name? Judas Priest. That's the name. Painkiller by Judas Priest. Super Beast by Rob Zombie. Mr. Crawley by Ozzy Osbourne, and even some cameos like Ozzy himself. Rob Halford, Lemmy, rest in peace, Lemmy. But yeah, this is an awesome action-adventure game. I remember one of my friends showing me this when I was in middle school, and I thought this was such a cool game. So hopefully this gets like a remaster at some point. That would be awesome, but I really enjoyed that. Oh my god. Call of Duty Black Ops 2. This game was just... I put so many goddamn hours to this. At this time, at this point, I was playing this and Minecraft. It was from 2012 to like 2013, going into 2014. It was Black Ops 2 and Minecraft on the 360, and everyone and their dog was playing Minecraft. It was... At that point, Minecraft was the game. It was the first time I ever played Minecraft, and I was so addicted to it. But we'll get to that when I get to my digital game collection. But absolutely love Black Ops 2. I remember the campaign being really good. Multiplayer was a lot of fun. My favorite weapon in this game was the AN-94 for my AN-94 peeps out there. And yeah, Zombies mode was also a lot of fun. Mob of the Dead, anyone? Yeah, I love Black Ops 2 a lot. It's a game I would honestly kind of like to do a separate video just talking about my memories with this game, because this is just a awesome game. I'm tired of pretending that it's not in my top 20 favorite games of all time, because this game, it's I love Black Ops 2. That game is so good. Alright, next is Catherine for the Xbox 360. This is one of my favorite, my favorite puzzle game of all time. Up there with stuff like Portal 1 and 2 and Tetris Effect. This game was so wacky and weird. If you're not familiar with this is a puzzle game, a block pushing puzzle game. Hoo boy. A block pushing puzzle game where... Oh, that just threw me off. It's a block-pushing puzzle game with a story that involves a love triangle, and there's like some... I don't know, if you haven't played this, it's a wacky-ass game that has a lot of depth to it, in the fact that this game has a versus mode, and it has a competitive scene. And if you have not seen competitive Catherine, it is wild. Like, when you get the chance, check out Climb Cancelled 2019 Grand Finals. It blew my mind how deep this game's online, or the competitive scene goes for this game. But yeah, this game is amazing. It is an awesome puzzle game, a great soundtrack, great gameplay. It can feel a little clunky for some people, but man, is this such a great game. Has multiple endings. If you haven't played it, definitely check it out. You can get this on damn near everything. I think this is backwards compatible with the Xbox One and the Series X, but aside from that, there's also a version of this game on PS4, which I have the limited edition right here. And it's also available on Switch. And then you can also get the Catherine Classic, which is what this is referred to, on Steam as well, which that version plays 60 FPS. So if you haven't played Catherine, it's available on a lot more platforms. Definitely check it out. Highly recommend it for people who want something really unique or very weird. Also, a little fun fact with that game. If I'm correct, this game was initially made as a sort of tech demo for the Persona team. I guess they were trying to see what they could do with HD graphics, and so they made this, and it turned out to be a damn good game. So I think that was how the story and how that game came about, but don't quote me on that. Next, Crash of the Titans. I probably only played this once. I don't remember anything about this game, so I'm just gonna move on. Oh boy, Dance Central. I played these games religiously. I played these so much. I know I may look like Dave Mustaine. I know I mainly listen to a lot of metal music and video game soundtracks, but I do have a huge soft spot for some pop music, specifically anything from like the 80s up to the early 2010s. I feel like midway through the 2010s is when pop music really started to fall off. But yeah, these games, I played these so much. I remember trying out the second game while I was at my uncle's house one time, and I was surprised by how much fun I was having with it. And these games are great. If you've never played them, these are Kinect games that actually work, and they are a lot of fun. Really fun at parties as well. That was also a game where I actually ended up buying a handful of songs before the shutdown. So next, recent pickup, The Darkness. Expect to see this in a game collection update, as well as another game that you'll see later. But loved the second one. Really wanted to play the first one. Haven't got around playing it yet though, so don't have anything to say about it. Dark Souls, absolutely love this game. I didn't play the 360 version all too much. I do remember getting up to, I want to say I got up to Blighttown in this version of the game. I will say this, I didn't end up finishing the original Dark Souls until the remaster came out on PS4, so but I love the original Dark Souls. It is a great game. It's not my favorite game in the series. Like, I do have issues with it. I do find that a lot of the areas themselves are way too big. I can't even remember the specifics off the top of my head, but I do remember that being one of the issues. I didn't have an issue with the overall world design itself, but there were so many massive areas in this game. Didn't need to be as big as they were. Yeah, my brain is flatlining at the moment, but I love Dark Souls 1 regardless. Great combat, great bosses. Not my favorite when it comes to the bosses, but a great game. I love the original Dark Souls. I just like Dark Souls games. I like Soulsborne games in general. So, Dishonored, awesome stealth game. I think this is also referred to as a immersive sim. Okay, sorry for that weird edit. I just forgot to turn off my fan. But anyways, Dishonored is a great immersive sim that is, I love the sort of sense of creativity and how you can handle all the different missions in this game, and the endings being really having, like, the ending you get is based on how you play this game. It's based on if you killed a lot more people than you did non-lethal, you get like a bad ending. If you go non-lethal, you get like the good ending. This is such a fun game. If you haven't played Dishonored, it's available on PS4 and Xbox One. It's a great game. Ooh, I love DJ Heroes series. So I have DJ Hero 1 and 2. These are the only ones that were made. There was a 3DS game that was in development though, but ended up being canceled after poor sales of the more recent DJ Hero games, or the more recent Hero-branded rhythm games at the time. But these were so much fun. The mixes were a lot of fun. It was a mixture of a lot of 90s and 2000s hip-hop and rap and stuff like that. These are great games. So if you haven't played them, unfortunately, these games, the games themselves are actually really cheap, last I remember, but the controllers can be hard to come by. But these are great games. If you haven't played them, highly recommend them, if you can find the controllers for it. What more do I need to say about Skyrim that hasn't already been said? This is one of my absolute favorite games of all time, and until Elden Ring came out, Skyrim, I said, was my favorite open world RPG of all time. because this game just gives off a true sense of role-playing. Um, I love the gameplay. It's being able to just explore this world and just kind of do whatever and level up whatever skills you want. The leveling system in this game is really interesting, really unique. Absolutely love Skyrim. It's a game I can go back to and easily put 100 hours into. It's such a great, I know that's amateur hours, but regardless, this is a game that I played so much on the 360, and I played it even more when I got the special edition on PS4, so absolutely love Skyrim. What can I say? It's a great RPG. Now here is a game that I don't see many people talk about, which is a shame. That is El Shaddai Ascension of the Metatron. Now this game, I also made the... I didn't bring up how this game wasn't available on the Xbox Live Marketplace, so I apologize for that. I don't think this game was backwards compatible. Well, yeah, it wasn't backwards compatible, because it was... Point being, this game is available on the Switch, though, and on PC, so if you've never played it, it is an awesome action game with really striking, really beautiful art style. It'll actually probably run better on those, so... But yeah, it's a really fun game with an interesting mechanic where once you deal enough damage on enemies, you take their weapons and purify them. I don't remember what the reason was for purifying them. I don't remember what it was because it's been years since I played it. But this was an awesome action game with a great soundtrack. Enslaved Odyssey to the West. I remember my dad renting this, and I played it all the way through. Really great action-adventure game that is also available on Steam and PS3. It's awesome. I remember the story being really interesting, the combat being not the best, but quite fun. I really enjoyed it. This is a fun time. Another great Bethesda RPG, Fallout 3. Absolutely love this game. It's the only Fallout game I ended up finishing. I say that because this game does have a genuine ending, but it's a great game. Love the world, love the gameplay. Loved how it was basically just, I think the setting is a little more unique than the Elder Scrolls. Don't get me wrong, love the Elder Scrolls games, but I say that when the only one I really got into was Skyrim. But point being, I think the setting for this game is a little more unique in that it takes place in a nuclear wasteland. But love Fallout 3. It is an awesome open world RPG. Final Fantasy 13 2. Played through 13 on the PS3 and I absolutely loved it. I know a lot of people didn't really care for it, but I loved Final Fantasy 13. I think it has honestly a battle system that gets shit on way too much. I think the battle system is way better than people make it out to be. So 13-2, I mainly played this. I played this more on the PS3, but I still haven't gotten that far into it. But from what I have played of it, it's one that I'm not as big into compared to 13, but it is one I'd like to go back to because this game did fix issues that 13 had, like the lack of towns and shops and NPCs and stuff like that. It's a solid. It's better, but yeah, I didn't really get that far into it, so I don't have much to say on it. Guitar Hero 2, the game that I'm pretty damn sure everyone and their dog first played. And Guitar Hero 3 came out, but we'll get to that. But this game, oh my god, loved this game on the PS2, and the 360 version was even better. It looked better. It looks better. I mean, it's just the same game, but with better graphics, and there are some new songs in this one, where a lot of them had master tracks. But yeah, awesome game. It was really fun to get this, because I got this like many months ago, like late last year. It was really fun going back to this. I hadn't played it in years, so this was just a fun time to run through again. Great songs, great set list, and great gameplay. I really like Guitar Hero 2. It's honestly one of my favorites. However, Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock, my absolute favorite Guitar Hero game. Love this set list. There's so many great songs on here, like Welcome to the Jungle. Just reading off the back here. Welcome to the Jungle, Rock You Like a Hurricane, Mississippi Queen, When You Were Young, Suck My Kiss, Bulls on Parade. And even aside from that, you have stuff like a song called Stricken by Disturbed, Before I Forget by Slipknot, Cliffs of Dover. There's a lot of great songs in this game. Slash and Tom Morello make a cameo appearance in this. I mean, what more can you ask for? It's Guitar Hero 3. It's a great game, and it holds up extremely well nowadays, except for maybe the charts. But I love this game. It is awesome, awesome Guitar Hero game, and still my favorite. Guitar Hero Smash Hits. This could have been DLC. It's just a bunch of songs from Guitar Hero 1, 2, 3, Encore Rocks 80s, and one song from Aerosmith. So, this just could have been DLC. I don't really see the point of this release. I mean, it's cool that you can play a lot of these songs with drums and all that, but otherwise, why does this have to be a full game? Don't have much to say on it. It's a decent game, but that could have just been released as DLC. Guitar Hero Wars of Rock, my very first Xbox 360 game. The very first Guitar Hero game I played on an HD console, and god damn it, this is one of my favorites. Absolutely love Guitar Hero Wars of Rock. This is a awesome, awesome Guitar Hero game. It's my favorite of the more band-centric ones. But yeah, its set list is great. Has 3 Megadeth songs. Has Bleed It Out by Linkin Park, Fury of the Storm by Dragon Force, Backcountry by Avenged Sevenfold, Psychosocial by Slipknot, Black Rain by Soundgarden, Wish by Nine Inch Nails. There are a lot of great songs in this game. Really fun. A lot of the charts in this game were a lot of fun as well, and had a lot of fun playing this. I am mad at myself though, because I'm missing one achievement in this game. One achievement, and that is the achievement where you get, was it 5 stars as a standard band, and I think everyone has to be playing on expert. I think that's the achievement. Thing is, I don't know if this game still has their online servers up, but I will check that before I upload this video, and maybe say if it does in post or whatnot, put some text on the screen saying, hey, this game does have its online is still up. So if it is, if anyone wants to help me get this last achievement so I have the full achievement list complete, let me know. So, but yeah, this game is awesome. I know this was like the last Guitar Hero game that they came out with until Live, which I thought Live was a great game despite what everyone had to say about it. But yeah, and just the online was really fun, being able to have like 4 guitarists at once, and that was a feature introduced in Guitar Hero 5, and I like that game a lot. Halo 4, a game that is a pretty controversial game in the series, and I don't remember how the campaign went. I do remember that final boss being stupid, but I remember the online actually being quite fun. I hadn't played it in years. Obviously now you can't play the 360 version anymore. They shut down the servers for it, but this is a game I had a lot of fun with. I remember playing that a lot online with friends. I mainly played Halo 3 online with friends though, and that was, oh, love Halo 3. Kinect Adventures, I remember back in 2011 getting the Xbox 360 Kinect, and obviously every Kinect came with a copy of Kinect Adventures, so you can find this game is worth pennies now. And I remember the 360 I got now, I actually got it so I could play Dance Central, but also so I could play my 360 games again. I hadn't really touched these things in years. Yeah, I wanted to play some Kinect stuff again, mainly Dance Central, and obviously this came with it. This is a fun one. It's not one I'm like dying to go back to right now, but this was a fun game. I liked Kinect Adventures. Left 4 Dead. This is the Game of the Year edition. Left 4 Dead 2 is the version to get. Do not bother with the original Left 4 Dead. I mainly got this because I thought it'd be fun to just run through all the campaigns again and get some gamer score out of it, but I love Left 4 Dead, but again, Left 4 Dead 2 so much better. They added new campaigns. You can actually get all the campaigns from Left 4 Dead 2 in Left 4 Dead 1. Added melee weapons, added just a bunch of new weapons in general, new special infected. Just get Left 4 Dead 2. It's a much better game. Get it on Steam specifically if you have a PC that's powerful enough to play. I mean, most people do, but just get it on PC. Mod support, and yeah. Lego Rock Band, a great Rock Band game, actually. It's actually the only Rock Band game I own physically. Actually, no, that's not true. I own Rock Band Unplugged on the PSP, which is a really solid game. But yeah, this is the only Rock Band game I own on 360, and it's great, actually. Great songs. The one thing with this game is that there's no online, which kind of makes sense. This is more like the family-friendly, kind of meant for kids, but this is a fun one. Great songs. Queen is in this game. They even like Lego minifigures of all 4 band members of Queen. Really silly, but really entertaining. I remember the Rock Power challenges in this game being really entertaining as well. I remember one of them was the main one I remember is you have to the song of Tick Tick Boom by the Hives, you are trying to destroy a building. And then there's another one where you're being chased by a dinosaur and it's playing the song Monster, not by Skillet. I can't remember the name of the band, but it's a song called Monster. And then, this game has In Too Deep by Sum 41, and you're playing on a pirate ship that's being destroyed by a octopus or Cthulhu or something. Point being, the power rock challenges in this game were ridiculous and fun. If you haven't played it, it's a great Rock Band game. Also, to my surprise, there are some DLC songs you can play on that game that are hilarious. That just make it so fucking hilarious to me. Like, you can play a song called This Calling by All That Remains, My Curse by Killswitch Engage, The Downfall of Us All by A Day to Remember, Hangar 18 by Megadeth. There's a surprising amount of songs that you would think wouldn't be playable on a Rock Band game, yet are, or on Lego Rock Band, yet are. Like, I FC'd the Downfall of Us All earlier, and that's just hilarious to me. So, anyways, moving on. Lost Odyssey, a Xbox 360 exclusive JRPG that I hear many people say is one of the best games or one of the best RPGs you can get, not just on the 360, but on this generation of consoles. And I haven't got around to playing it yet, but I hear this is an amazing game. I hear some people say this is the real Final Fantasy 13, but obviously I haven't played it, so I don't have much to say about it. But it is one I've been dying to play, and I was happy to get a physical copy. This I also got recently. This I have played, so I do have stuff to say about it. This is an excellent sci-fi RPG. This version didn't really age all too well in terms of the gameplay, but this is an excellent story-driven RPG. Love the characters, love the banter, and of course the sequels are better. But this is a great first attempt at like a sci-fi RPG with third-person shooter gameplay mechanics. It's a great RPG, and I highly recommend it. So if you've never played Mass Effect, get Legendary Edition. It has much better gameplay for Mass Effect 1. Mass Effect 2 and 3 are basically the same. You know, I mean, they're playable at 60 FPS on consoles, but Mass Effect 1 is the game that really got the most attention in that collection, which I think is totally fun. Metal Gear Solid HD Collection. I played this on the PS3. I just got this copy for free from a friend, but I love the Metal Gear Solid series. I never beat Peace Walker, but love MGS 2 and 3. Those are both excellent games. MGS 3 being one of my personal favorites. My personal favorite Metal Gear game is Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots. The Phantom Pain, though, from a gameplay standpoint, is the best stealth game I've ever played. That game is so much fun. But love the Metal Gear Solid series. I definitely want to play through these games again, because they are excellent games. Admittedly, the only Metal Gear, I love the Metal Gear Solid series. I've not even beaten the first one. but I've beaten a lot of the other ones. So, but love that series. Ground Zeroes. This game, I would have been pissed about paying $40 for this game at launch, but again, got this game for free. I got the PS4 version of this for like $8 many years ago, so not many years, like 2018 I want to say, but point being, Ground Zeroes is a fun little game. I've beaten it a few times because it's very short. It's a great sort of tech demo for what at the time, what to expect from the Phantom Pain. And of course, the Phantom Pain heavily delivered, which I got right here, which I also got for free. Not in the best shape, and it's missing disc 2, but I love this game. I haven't played the 360 version all too much. Same with Ground Zeroes. I love the Phantom Pain. All the stuff you can do in this game is crazy. There's, like, I watch videos from people who... I just watch videos of people playing this game, and I discover shit I didn't even know you could do. Like, I had no idea you could knock over, like, power lines to electrocute enemies. I did not know that was a thing you could do. So, but yeah, this is a fun game. Just all the stuff you can do, being able to. I remember watching the gameplay demos for this game, and being able to like hang off the side of a horse to hide from enemies. I don't know what it was, but that made me lose my shit. I thought that was so cool. But even aside from that, just all the different things you can do in gameplay, the freedom you have, and the open world itself wasn't that great, but just the sheer freedom you have in terms of gameplay and how you tackle every mission is just limitless. Like, no two players will tackle the same mission the same way. It's great. I love it. Mortal Kombat Complete Edition. I have a copy of this coming for a PS3 copy coming in the mail hopefully soon. But this was the first Mortal Kombat game I actually sat down ever played, and god damn it did I have a lot of fun with this. I didn't really take fighting games seriously at that time, so I didn't really play it on a competitive level, but man did I play this a lot. I loved the main campaign. The main story was very fun. And playing this with friends and my brother, I just had a lot of fun playing this. If you haven't played it, it is an awesome fighting game. Next, to my surprise, one of the most expensive games on the 360, Operation Darkness. Now, I paid like $4 or $5 for this many years ago. I don't remember how long. It was probably about like 10 years ago at this point. And that was like a $150 game, which blew my mind. So, but I got this because it was developed by, published by Atlas. That was the only reason why I got it. I had no intention. I didn't expect this to be a really expensive game, but I guess at the same time I should have expected it because it's Atlas. But Atlas games tend to hold their value depending on what it is, especially if it's a really niche, really not well-known RPG. And this definitely fit under that category. For those of you who never heard of it, it's a World War II tactical RPG with zombies, werewolves, vampires, skeletons. I heard this game is also hard as hell, but I never played it, so I don't have anything to say about it. But I definitely want to try it out, because it also does sound pretty interesting. Resident Evil 5. A game that I actually really love. I know this game it's a hit or miss game. It really depends on who you talk to. I'm actually a huge fan. I love Resident Evil 5. I think it's a great third-person action game. I love it because it gave me more Resident Evil 4's gameplay, and I love that game. Resident Evil 4 is... The original, for the longest time, was my favorite Resident Evil game. But yeah, this game is really good. Love Resident Evil 5. A original copy of it for 360, but I love Resident Evil 5. I've only played through it once. I do need to play it in co-op, though. I've heard it is ridiculously fun in co-op, so... And it's a game I'd like to platinum at some point. I want to platinum all the mainline Resident Evil games on PlayStation, but that's a whole topic into itself. But anyways, Resident Evil 6. No, so Resident Evil 6, I don't think is a bad game by any means. It's not a bad it's a bad Resident Evil game. by every, by all accounts, it strayed way too far from being a horror game. This is not a horror game. It's an action game. I'm sorry. There are horror elements, but this is an action game. However, for what it's worth, this is a fun game. It's a fun action game, not a good Resident Evil game. So now, Operation Raccoon City, on the other hand, I will fully admit I love this game. Played the online for this quite a bit, and even aside from that, like, I think for this game it makes sense for it to be a third-person shooter action game, because you're playing as Umbrella's cleanup crew, essentially, during the Raccoon City disaster, and it is so much fun. If you have not played Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, first, I don't blame you, but I mean, although in fairness, the online community it has dwindled quite a bit. You're basically just gonna have to maybe find like a Discord or some shit to find people to play with, but I really enjoyed this. I think it's a fun game, you know. It does have control issues, and it can have some, it can be a little frustrating to play, but I enjoyed this way more than I didn't. It's a fun one, especially compared to Umbrella Corps. Umbrella Corps was ass. Sims 3, never played it, but I got it for free. Two Worlds 2, grabbed this because I know the first game is infamously bad. It is one I'd like to get and just try out one of these days. What I want to do is do a series where I play games that are full-blown console games that are known for being pretty bad, just see if they're as bad as they are. Which my first victim for that is Time and Eternity on PS3, because that is a game that, despite what I've heard, is a game I still want to try out. Unironically, like, jokes aside, it's still one I'd like to try out myself. But this game I got purely because of the Pro Jared video, and I thought maybe I might get some fun out of this. I remember buying that from GameStop. I was asking if they had 360 games, and they said they had Two Worlds. I was like, "Ooh, Two Worlds! That's a bad game! I want it!" It ended up being Two Worlds 2, but I was still happy with it being a game that a bad game that I might get some enjoyment out of. The Walking Dead Survival Instinct, I also got this for free. Haven't played it, but I heard it's not good. And lastly, Zone of the Enders HD Collection, which does include the Metal Gear Rising demo. I've been meaning to sit down and play more of this. I've been wanting to get more into mech games, especially playing Armored Core 6 on PS5, and I absolutely loved that game. And even like aside from that, I've been wanting to get heavily more into mech games, especially Zone of the Enders, because it's like a fast-paced mech action game. Like, what more can I say? And from what I have played of it, it's a fun game. So, but yeah, I haven't finished it. I haven't played much of those games, but it's series I'd like to get into. I do have the original on the PS2. I have the HD version, the HD collection on the PS3 as well, because it was added through PlayStation Plus. So I do want a physical copy of it on PS3 though. But anyways, so there you have it. That is my Xbox 360 collection as of July 29th, 2024. So there it is. You know, hundreds, if not thousands of hours spent on the 360. You know, I'd come home from school and hop on, play with some friends, you know, play Minecraft or Black Ops 2, or if I wasn't playing one of those games, I was playing stuff like Skyrim or the Guitar Hero games. If not those, and stuff like Monday Night Combat, a great tower defense third-person shooter. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World KO. I want to say the name of the special edition, but Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game. Awesome beat 'em up. Or Afterburner Climax, if I didn't already name that one off, which is an awesome arcade game. Just, yeah, I love the 360, and it will forever remain as one of my absolute favorite consoles of all time. And all I can really say is rest in peace to the Xbox 360. It has been a great 18 years. So there you have it. That is my Xbox 360 collection. Let me know in the comment section below what your favorite game on the 360 is. For me, I have to go with Skyrim. I love Black Ops 2 and Minecraft a lot, but Skyrim will always be just a game that I hold very near and dear to my heart, even if it has been beaten out by Elden Ring now. But absolutely love Skyrim. And if you guys want to see my digital game collection, let me know, because that could also be a fun one to do. So there you have it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all next video. I'm CoffinSkate signing off, and have a great rest of your day. And again, rest in peace to the Xbox 360.